We won't just make a product to make a product. It doesn't work like that. It has to be something that we feel is innovative, groundbreaking. We're doing something that nobody's doing.
How did Symbiotica start?
We're talking 2018, before the supplement rush, you know?
Yeah.
When are you gonna do a vitamin C? When are you gonna make a D3? When people think of glutathione, they think of the word Symbiotica. Some of the key characteristics I would say is discipline. You don't have a boss. You gotta make sure you're on it every single day.
Do you think that the Middle East market, in general, when it comes to wellness, is it already saturated or this is just the beginning?
We're just seeing the beginning of the wellness wave.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Wellsome. In today's episode, we are touching base a topic that has been matter of interest, especially in the wellness industry. We are talking about the supplement industry and the supplement brands in specific. As you may know, Symbiotica now became the leader in the supplement industry, both in US and in Middle East. Today, I have the pleasure to interview the CEO of Symbiotika Middle East, Borna Bondari. Bandari.
Said it very nice.
Said it a little bit American. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I know that Borna is not really like a person who likes content creation or podcasts, so I feel so blessed that you're here and so happy that you accepted the invitation. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. No, it's a pleasure to be here.
Of course, of course. Borna, normally what I do with my guests at the beginning of the podcast, I always ask them a little bit about their journey. And I know that you have such an interesting story because you didn't actually start with wellness, but you started with something else. So I'm asking you, how was your journey in general when it comes to business and how did you get into Symbiotika?
Right. Well, it's been a long journey. So started off as a lawyer. I became a lawyer back in 2009. Mm-hmm. And like I told you, I studied one semester in Roma, La Sapienza.
Yeah.
And then did that for a while, did business litigation, real estate work, got into some real estate as well. Back in the law, was doing litigation work back in 2020. And my best friends started Symbiotika. So they were just sending me the products. I was trying it. And I was saying, wow, this is amazing stuff, but no thoughts of doing business with it. But I was just getting into a healthy lifestyle myself and so forth. And one day I was here in Dubai just visiting and posted a story.
Because you're originally from LA.
I'm originally from LA. Yeah, but I've always loved Dubai. My parents are from the Middle East. So the thought of moving to the Middle East was always a good idea. And it just flowed naturally. It was never a business decision. It was never like I studied the market and said, there's room for this supplement or I think nothing like that. It was just flowed. Yeah.
So basically your best friend, you said, started Symbiotika and then they include you as CEO of the company. I think also, does the background in like you being a lawyer impact your work somehow?
I think it helps with all the different businesses and work that I've done. It's just a good knowledge base to have with things. Did it help me specifically in setting up Symbiotika here? No, because as you know, the Middle East in general can be a little bit tricky to navigate, regulatory and this and that. So I hire really good lawyers here to help me with things, and I hire good agencies, and I'm lucky we have a really good team of people here. And our general counsel at Symbiotika headquarters is one of the best lawyers I've ever met. So I'm lucky. I don't want to take the credit for doing the legal
I
work.
believe you. I believe you. And how did Symbiotika start? This is something that I was also, I was curious to ask you actually.
Yeah, so there's multiple co-founders of Symbiotika. There's Shahab and Sherveen and Shahab's wife, Durana. Sherveen, I think I told you about him before when me and you have spoken before. He's just a health nut, really, really good. He's one of those really good guys. When you check out his IG page and you hear him talk, he's he's really on another level.
Yeah.
So he always had a big following on his Instagram. Not huge, not like millions. I think he had like maybe 40 or 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
But these were like very serious followers that are really
Very into wellness.
all of them, and they're listening to every word he's
Yeah.
saying about fasting and this and ice plunges. And we're talking 2015, before anybody's
Before COVID also.
before any of this
Yeah.
wellness space or anything. So he started formulating the omega. It's our omega-3 that till today it's in the same bottle and everything.
Interesting.
We call it the OG. It's the original one. So
Yeah.
he started formulating that. He started selling it, but I don't think his niche is health and wellness and formulation. So
Yeah.
he went and connected with Shahab, who's also a childhood friend, and that's how it kind of was born.
So you're kind of like old friends.
We're all friends, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that makes it so much better.
I bet, yeah.
That makes it better. I really never ever feel like it's work.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I love what I do. I meet people like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is my networking.
Yeah.
I'm selling vitamins that I use myself, so it's not like you're selling something that you just hope to
course.
sell or
You really believe in the mission.
It's stuff that you're into. I mean, I
Yeah.
was using Symbiotica for 2 years when I was working as a lawyer before I even did this thing in the Middle East. So it was just so easy.
Yeah. So he started with Omega, and then he developed the other line of supplements.
Yeah. So as they went and as the demand, because people would start DMing and everything, we're talking 2018.
Yeah.
Before the supplement rush,
Yeah.
this is in the very beginning. People would email and be, when are you going to do a vitamin C? When are you going to make a D3? Blah, blah, blah. So once the demand was there, they started doing it. And that's kind of how this whole thing started.
And he started in America,
Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach.
Yeah, your favorite place.
My favorite place.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then I assume that they expand first in America, and then they eventually started with Middle East.
Yeah, so they started in the States, and then they expanded in Canada and Australia and the UK. And that's how, sorry, just to go back to your first
Yes.
question, that's how it started with me, is I was here just visiting Dubai in 2021, and I knew they were expanding only because it's my best friends. So I'm literally watching their stories, and I'm just
Yeah.
following along,
Yeah.
And I just told them, hey, I think you should come to the UAE. I'm seeing a wellness thing happening. This was in the beginning of it in the UAE.
This was already 2018 or
No,
after?
this was the middle of 2021.
Okay.
So I just said it with no intention of me being a part of it.
Yeah.
I just said you guys should go and do it.
Yeah.
And over time, it kind of happened to get me out here.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a natural process,
Such
actually.
a natural process. Really.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Borna, in your journey in, raising Symbiotica in the Middle East, which struggles or limitations you faced during your journey?
Or continue to
Or
face.
continuing to face,
yeah, let's
because
keep it,
it's a never-ending
we'll
roller
keep it real
coaster.
today. We'll
Exactly.
keep it real here. Yeah. I would say regulatory is the hardest, which is a double-edged sword in my eyes. It can be frustrating and annoying and expensive at times, but also I like it. I like it because in America, anyone can sell anything. I
Yeah.
can make a product right now in your kitchen and say this cures cancer and it will make your hair grow. Whatever.
Yeah,
I can come up
yeah.
with something. Tomorrow morning, I can start selling it.
Yeah.
And I can write that on it. You
Yeah.
know? Here, not a joke at all. Everything has to go through the Ministry of Health, has to go through Dubai Municipality, has to go through regulations, there's testing. I like all of that.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. It's a blessing, but also it has its quirks.
It's kind of a pain.
Yeah,
But for you, that you come from this background of, following rules and trying to find a way. I think that's the perfect,
Yeah, that's a good optimistic way to look at it. Yeah, yeah.
That's the perfect
we'll go with that
way.
Answer.
We go with that. We go with
answer.
that.
Yeah.
But that's the perfect, role
I'm
for
built
you.
for it. I'm built for it.
You're built for it.
I'm built for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hasn't stopped us. There's been some stressful days and nights and so forth, but it's all worth it at the end. And when we do get a product approved, it's like a celebration for the whole team. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And for people that they don't know about Symbiotica, which I doubt, but we never know, but we want to actually reinforce the identity of Symbiotica. What are the main supplements and the main concept behind the brand?
Yeah. Okay. I would say the main concept, what Symbiotica is known for, is being the king of liposomal delivery. So
tell me more.
Yeah, so it's liquid. All of our products are liquid. They're in the sachets, and it's liquid liposomal delivery. So in layman's terms, I would say just think of it as, instead of a vitamin going into your mouth through a capsule or a powder, it's going to be in a liquid, and it has liposomes that are around it. So think of it as like a bubble, a fatty bubble that's carrying these things through your digestive tract and getting it to where it needs to go, instead of the old style where you're taking a powder or some capsule, and who knows if it's even really doing
it's like
anything.
Someone holding your hand while you're going.
And just recently, we've always had clinical trials, but now we have clinical trials on the liposomes, on the absorption, and we have so much cool science happening in the States that I can't wait to start posting about it, or have the team post, because I don't really post much, but I can't wait to start posting about it, because it's amazing stuff.
Wow.
It's really amazing stuff. And there are cool companies doing cool things, but I haven't seen anyone really hitting it like this.
That's
right
amazing.
Now. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think that this is actually your signature. This component that actually helps absorption, which is very important, especially when it comes to supplement, because there's a lot of buzz. And even myself, I just find every time I don't really know what to choose, but then I always look for something that helps absorption as a gut health myself, because I know that at the end of the day, you can put everything inside, but if your body doesn't absorb it, it's kind of like useless.
Yeah, you're just taking it just to
Exactly.
take it. Yeah, I think that Symbiotica has really set the bar since 2018-19. They've really set the bar, because now when I go out and I see other brands and I see the pharmacies and stuff, I see liposomal thing, and
So they just create a trend or a wave.
Yeah, people see it, and I don't mind it. I actually like it. I think that we're calling people higher, and that's good. Let's get rid of the riffraff at the bottom, and let's get everybody up, so everybody has better options.
Of course. And when you're leading in innovation, it's always like you're gonna stay the leader of that specific innovation, no matter who's following, actually, because it's as if you're opening the door for new opportunities.
You said earlier that in Laguna Beach you went to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
In-N-Out has always been like the top burger place there. How many new burger places are there? There's millions of them. But there's still always In-N-Out.
Of course. I think it's the same concept. And we said that actually Symbiotica started in US, and then because of you, they also expand in the Middle East. But I'm curious, because of the FDA, because of the regulation, or because simply of the culture and the market, I'm sure that there are some differences between US and Middle East. What are the main ones that you can share with us?
So I'll tell you this, and it's funny because actually, when I left the law firm that I was working with, I left, I put my stuff in storage, and I moved here immediately.
Wow.
So I didn't even really work with Symbiotica in San Diego. So it's not that I'm even an expert on the USA market, although I am on calls with them every day and stuff. And so I hear what the leadership meetings are talking about. But as far as the differences, I would say mostly would be regulatory. I think that's the biggest quirk. As far as the marketing and daily business goes, I think that there's so much similarity between the UAE market. I'm not saying the whole Middle East, but the UAE market and American market, I think it's far more similar than people think.
Really?
Yeah.
In what? Give me an example.
I think people are into health, beauty, online shopping. We follow a lot of the same influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That because of Instagram, because of social media and the internet, I think the world is just a much smaller place now.
Yeah.
I think,
Also, I feel that the common ground that I see between US and Middle East is their way of approaching things in the way that I just want to be the best. I want to be the best version. I want to
100%.
they're very, very into performance and how to be the best version of, who you are.
Yeah.
This is the common ground that I see. And I'm sure that even in wellness, I actually see it mostly in wellness, actually. That people are so into what can I do better?
Yeah. No, exactly. I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And just look at the wellness community here.
Yeah.
And look at the wellness movement. I would say it's above USA.
Yeah.
I would say it's above USA. I think when they come and visit from the States, they come to our clinics and our everything and they go, whoa, what's going on here?
I have a question for you. Do you think that the Middle East market in general, not only when it comes to supplement, but in general when it comes to wellness, is it already saturated or this is just the beginning?
I don't think I think there's a lot of players in the game, but I don't think it's saturated. I think there's still so much room. I think we're just seeing the beginning of the wellness wave. I really do, I think in all aspects of it, whether it's coaching or gut health or supplements or clinics or gyms or whatever, they wouldn't be building all of these without more and more people getting involved. I remember visiting Dubai in 2014, and I have a friend of mine who's a big hotelier.
Yeah,
the word,
hotellerie, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounded
something
much
like
better
that,
than me. Yeah. And I remember they were building some big hotels here, and I remember asking him man, there's so many hotels. Don't you think that's it?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you stop? And he goes, no, they need to build 100 more. And I thought he was crazy back then. I really thought he was crazy. And now look at Dubai.
True.
Now you can't build them fast enough.
True.
And they're all occupied and they're all full. So no, even though I do think there's a lot of people in the industry, I think we're just seeing the beginning of it. I think it's going to continue to grow. I think you're going to see wellness. We're seeing it now with certain property developments. And I was just contacted by a developer that they want to do stuff with Symbiotica for a new huge development that they're doing. Look at One Zabil. Look at Cairo. It's a wellness hotel. It's a wellness building. So I think it's just going to become an integral part of life.
Yeah. I really hope so, but I do believe so. So I agree with you.
Yeah. I hope someone believes so too.
Exactly. Again, as a CEO of Symbiotica in the Middle East, you said that actually there was not much difference you don't see as much difference between the US approach and the Middle East approach. However, I'm sure that when it comes to maybe to strategy or to target specific community or specific clients, you might have thought about actions that are very tailored, made on Middle Eastern market.
Yeah.
What are the main difference when it comes to strategy that you applied in Middle East that maybe you guys haven't applied in US?
And I don't want to upset you, but it really, there isn't a huge difference.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. It's very similar. Now, there's little nuances. So here, obviously, it's a much different community. There's going to be more Muslim people. You're going to have Ramadan. You're going to have different holidays that are more important. So tailoring to those, tailoring to the people from the Arab world and so forth, as opposed to, American people
Yeah.
or whatever. So who are you going to be doing your advertising with? Who are you going to be doing your digital ads and your photos and your content?
Course, yeah.
Those things, but those are pretty standard. That's
Yeah.
going to be standard anywhere you go in the world. If you go to Asia,
Yeah.
you're going to want to deal with Asian people, you know.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I don't see a huge difference.
Yeah.
I really don't.
That's very interesting, actually. And I'm glad, actually, that you pointed out this because, for example, I would have never thought.
Yeah.
So this is something super interesting.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
you would think like, oh, you know, these things are so big in America. We're gonna have to go to Dubai and really explain to people in this, and which is true. There is an educational aspect of this business, but people are so into wellness here, and it's across all the nationalities. You know, obviously,
Of course.
Dubai has so many nationalities. It's from the expats to the Emiratis to the GCC nationals. I mean, people are really into wellness.
Yeah.
They're really into wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for us, actually.
Yeah, good for us.
Good
It's a
for
blessing.
us. It's a blessing. Yeah. For people that maybe they wonder, what is the signature supplement for Symbiotica?
Yeah.
I want to hear from you. What is the signature one, especially in the Middle East? And what's your favorite, actually?
Okay, so they're both in the same.
Okay.
We have many products. Many of them are very popular. The glutathione is our signature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sure.
When people think of glutathione, they think of the word Symbiotica because we kind of started the glutathione trend, and you know, now a lot of people, you hear about it and see it. But that would be definitely the most popular product by far. And then you have many other ones like the vitamin C, the vitamin D3, K2 with the CoQ10, the B12, B6, so many other ones, But the glutathione would be the signature. When you ask me my favorite, I use the glutathione every morning. I use the NMN. I use the molecular hydrogen. I do blood work. So when I do blood work, I do my D3, K2, B12, and those things based on blood work.
Yeah.
Because you know this as a health coach. There's a different range. There's like the vitamins that you can take if you're low on.
Of course.
And then there's stuff that like glutathione, you're not really going to test for it. It's just if you know that your liver is producing less of this as you age, then you want to take it if you're into these things.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And just to reinforce the fact that Symbiotica is actually the leader, and I don't even have doubt, in my view, also as a coach, the leader when it comes to supplementation, what really makes Symbiotica different, and I would say what can make this stand out? Why Symbiotica is standing out?
Right. I think, Shervin always says, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So we just go so deep with our formulations. We go so deep, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's annoying to upper management and the execs. But really, each product, we won't just make a product to make a product. It doesn't work like that. It has to be something that we feel is innovative, groundbreaking. We're doing something that nobody's doing.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I know that we just got colostrum approved here. It will be launching soon. And I know he flew to Iceland and he met with a salt farmer, and it's a specific Icelandic salt that he adds to the colostrum. And the colostrum, we get it from specific Amish farms that are grass-fed, and we know the sustainability of how they raise the cows and this. So like everything is just very, very deep,
Yeah.
And that's actually the hardest part, is how to explain that to everybody.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's something that we're constantly talking about as a team, because it's hard to go a little too deep into it sometimes, because then, people have a very short attention span these days with Instagram and so forth. So, that's one of the tricky parts.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And now I want to talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
I want to ask you, actually, as CEO of a supplement brand, how do you keep yourself sane?
That's assuming that I'm sane.
I think you are, aren't you?
There's many insane moments.
Yeah,
So
I
I wish
bet.
I could say that I'm sane all the time. There's some really tough, stressful times, but no, for the most part, I enjoy all of this. I really enjoy all of it. I always tell all my close friends, no, I said this was the best move that I ever did. Not only working in wellness, working with Symbiotica, a brand and a product that I love so much, but just moving to the UAE and being here, best move ever. I work out every single day. I try to get cardio in as much as possible, whether it be paddle or walking. You know, there's beautiful beaches here and everything. I'm lucky enough that because of Symbiotica, we get invited to so many cool collaborative events, whether it be breath work or Pilates or yoga. So I really feel all these things keep you sane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. What I really notice about you, as we talk even before the podcast, is that you have a very optimistic mindset. I see you as a very optimistic person. Like how much the mindset is impacting your daily work when it comes to being a CEO.
That's a great question and great observation on your part. And I like to think that, yes, I'm very optimistic, and it all starts in your mind.
That's why
It
I
all
asked
starts in
you.
your mind. Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Whatever we think is going to happen. So if we are optimistic about things and we're happy, then good things are going to flow. If we're too stressed and too nervous and worried about everything, then I feel like those things could eventually flow. Even right now, we're unfortunately dealing with a tough geopolitical situation with the conflict and all that, and it would be very easy for any of us to automatically be stressed and be worried and how we do this. And right now we have some pallets that are stuck in LAX right now, and we can't get them over, and we just can't be worried about it. We got to just keep going. What are you gonna do anyway?
Yeah.
So
there are things that you cannot really control, I assume. Yeah. And what did or does Symbiotica teach you? What did you learn from Symbiotica?
It's a great question too. Very good questions. Yeah. Symbiotica has been a great teacher. I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day.
Because let's point out that it's a journey, and
it's a journey.
You have to take it as it is. I assume, there are days off, days on.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's just like a deep friendship or a relationship with your partner. You're gonna learn a lot in those things. Those are journeys too. Your partner can be your mirror, and you might act bad one day or blow up or be rude, and then the next day you got to come and say, I'm sorry, I did that. I think Symbiotica is the same way. It's learning to deal with your team, dealing with the different authorities that you have to register the products with, and the companies and the consultancies and the lawyers, dealing with the public, dealing with, I don't know, maybe competitors, dealing with the online personalities and this and that. I think it's just a constant journey. And I'm very cognizant of it too, because I know that I'm not an expert in it. I'm learning, I'm doing the best that I can. So I really try to stop and take a step back and observe from up top and go, okay, how am I reacting to this situation, to that situation?
So you're very reflective also in your actions.
I try to be.
Yeah. Do you think, by the way, there are, let's say, characteristics that a person should have in order to be a great CEO? Do you think that everyone can be a CEO? Or do you think that you require specific, I would say, mindset or skills to be a proper CEO?
I think anyone can do anything that they put their mind to. So I don't think I'm anything special compared to anybody else. I think we can all do it. I think one of the key characteristics is some of the key characteristics, I would say, is discipline, because you don't have a boss. You gotta make sure you're on it every single day. You can, if you slack, you're gonna feel it. Your team's gonna feel it. I think patience, and there's times when you just, I want to go. And so learning the patience and so forth and understanding. But yeah, I would say those are the big ones. For me anyway.
Yes.
Those are big ones for me.
Interesting. Where do you see actually the future of wellness and in specific supplements going?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. So the future of wellness, we kind of already touched on it. I see wellness just becoming an integral part of life. I don't see this as a trend like tight pants versus loose pants, going in and out.
Yes.
I think wellness, I think we're getting back to our ancestral ways and our old knowledge. And you know this as a gut health expert. It's like going back to things that our great-great-grandparents were doing in the old country, whether it's olive oil or this or that, So I think that's going to be an integral part of life. Where do I see supplements going? I think that you saw the beginning phase where there was maybe a few of us in the industry. And I think right now you're seeing this phase where everybody is making a supplement. If you're checking online, especially more so in America where, like I said, anyone can just sell. I think you're seeing everybody come up with a supplement. Every influencer, anybody who has, over 1 million followers is now all of a sudden selling this or that. I think we're going to see those filter out.
Yeah.
I think some people are doing some really cool things. So I'm in no way am I a hater. It's not like that. I think a lot of people are doing cool things. I think a lot of people are doing not cool things too.
Yeah.
I think there's marketing companies that are pretending to be supplement companies.
Yeah.
Whereas there's supplement companies who are doing marketing to sell their products. So
do you think there's going to be like a differentiation between what is maybe the development of a supplement that is very basic and very marketing oriented compared to brands that they really put research and work on it?
Yeah, I think...
And the consumer, I assume, is going to be like different and maybe more trained to understand the difference between the two.
100%. That's exactly it. I think that right now there's so much noise in that space and people aren't really experts on it. But I think as the time goes on, people are going to learn more and more. You're going to see studies coming out. I don't want to say names of certain supplements, but there's a lot of stuff popping online in the last few weeks to go, oh, there's no support for this. You might know what I'm talking about. And people go, oh my gosh, okay, so this was a complete fraud or this. And that might not only put light on that company, but now people go, wait a minute, hold on. Before I just start buying this supplement,
let me look into it.
What's on the ingredient list? Let me talk to my coach. Let me see what my coach says, who's studied this and who has a license in this and so forth. So I think there's just going to be more and more and more education on these things, which we are happy about.
I am happy about too, to be honest. Do you think that when it comes to let me rephrase it. What do you think when it comes to supplement? What do you think a person should look at in order to choose the right supplement? And when I'm talking about the right supplement, I'm not talking about, you choose either vitamin D or C or colostrum, but how can a customer realize, okay, this brand is actually legit and there is a good background behind it, so I'm safe to actually get those supplements?
Right. Yeah, I would say look at the transparency. Go online, check their website. How long have they been in business? Who's behind their team?
Yeah.
How much are they showing? Are they showing you their certificates of ingredients, their certificate of analysis? Is there clinical trials being done? Are there doctors promoting it? There's some brands that I see that they launch, and the day they launch, there's 30 mega influencers that are tagging them and posting, and I go, if they're spending that many millions of dollars on endorsements and promotion, where's the money coming from and where is it going into? Is the money going into R&D? Is the money going into getting a big deal with a big athlete or a big influencer or whatever. So those are the things I would look at personally. I buy supplements. There's stuff that Symbiotica doesn't make that I buy.
Yeah.
So I look at those things.
Yeah. Borna, thank you so much for being with us. It was such a lovely conversation.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
We got to do it again.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us, and I'll see you on the next episode.